Let me tell you something most men won't admit. Even to themselves, there comes a rare moment in life where everything inside you just slows down. You meet her. And not just someone pretty, not just a good time, but someone who makes your soul. Take a breath. You don't even realize it right away. It's not like fireworks or heart-pounding adrenaline. No, it's quieter than that. Slower. It feels like standing still in the middle of a world that won't stop spinning. You're not rushing to impress. You're not scanning for red flags. You're not analyzing her every word. You're just being. And that's what catches you off guard, because most of your life has. It's been about performance. You've worn masks so long you started believing they were your face. You walked into rooms carrying pride, bravado, status, always trying to be the guy who's chosen, the guy who wins. Every date felt like an audition. You'd scan her reactions like a script. Did she laugh? Was she impressed? Did you say the right thing? Flex the right strength? Show enough ambition? But with her, it's different. That exhausting act disappears. You don't feel the need to sell yourself. You don't need to be loud to be noticed. You don't need to dominate the space to feel valuable. When she's the one, something in her energy makes you put your guard down without even realizing. Her presence doesn't pull a performance out of you. It invites your stillness, your REL-ness. She looks at you, and you don't feel dissected. You feel seen. It's not for your image, not for what you drive or how much you make, but for your presence. And that's what men don't talk about enough. We chase being admired, but what we actually crave is being understood. And when she sees through your silence, when she hears what you're not saying, when she respects your truth without needing to change, it feels calm in a way you never have before. It's not boredom. It's not being domesticated. Something deeper. It's being recognized. This is the part that hits your core, man, because for the first time you don't feel like you need to escape. You don't need space to breathe. You're already breathing different just by being next to her. There's no tightness in your chest. No restless scrolling when she's in your thoughts. It's just presence. Just peace. It's not about her fixing you or completing you. It's about her presence unlocking a part of you you've always had, but never let surface. And when you sit with that feeling, even for a second, you start to understand something sacred is happening. She's not just another chapter. She's a turning point. And if you're wise enough to stop running, stop chasing noise, stop getting distracted by what looks good, and start honoring what feels good, you'll realize you don't have to search anymore. You didn't find a woman. You found yourself. In her presence, and that kind of recognition, it changes everything. When you've been used to chaos, peace can feel unfamiliar. Most men are taught to chase chemistry, to go after the spark, the thrill, the unpredictability. We confuse butterflies with connection, tension with excitement. But when she's the one, your instincts begin to shift. You're no longer pulled toward the woman who keeps you guessing or tests your patience. You start valuing something deeper emotional. Safety. That feeling where you can show up as you are, not as who you're trying to be. With her, there's no hidden war, no silent punishments, no walking on eggshells. You don't have to decode her moods or rehearse your honesty. There's a consistency in her presence that lets your guard fall naturally. You feel safe, not in the weak sense, but in the free sense. Safe to be whole, safe to be human, safe to be soft without losing your edge. That doesn't mean the passion dies. It just means the chaos does. You stop needing drama to feel alive. You stop romanticizing emotional highs and start craving stillness. You start choosing clarity over confusion, softness over sharp edges. Because when you've been burned by unstable love, the kind that constantly tests your patience and identity, you begin to realize there's a difference between a fire that consumes you and a fire that keeps you warm. She becomes the warmth. She becomes the exhale. You stop chasing the idea of love and start recognizing the experience of it. No games, no tests, just presence and trust. And that's when it hits you what you used to call boring is actually peace. What you used to overlook is now everything you need. You don't want the noise anymore. You want her quiet, steady love, because that love lets you rest. That love lets you grow. There's a strange shift that happens when she's the one. You're not planning your future with her. Your future starts planning itself around her. It's not forced. It's not a fantasy. It's a subtle feeling that creeps in during the quietest moments. You're sitting beside her in traffic or walking next to her on some random Tuesday, and your mind drifts. Not to escape, but forward. You start seeing a version of your life where she's still there, years from now. It's not because you need her to survive, but because something about her presence makes the idea of life feel more complete. It's not pressure, it's clarity. You don't picture the wedding, the house, or the perfect Instagram caption. You picture mornings with her hair a mess, raising kids with laughter and exhaustion. Building something stable that doesn't need to be flashy to be real. It's a vision without effort. A peace you can feel, not just imagine. The kind of vision that doesn't come from your ego, it comes from your gut. And when a man's gut speaks, he listens. You stop asking yourself, is she the one? Because the question starts to feel small. Instead, your soul starts whispering, I don't want to do life without this. That's the flip. It's the moment when curiosity turns into conviction. And it's not about needing someone to fill your life. It's about realizing this connection expands your life. Her presence doesn't distract you from your path, sharpens it. The vision isn't built on fantasy. It's grounded in how she makes you feel in real time, calm, driven, and clear. You don't have to overthink it. When the right woman shows up, your future doesn't need to be figured out. It just begins to feel like she belongs in it. There's a kind of silence that most men never talk about. It's a kind that doesn't feel awkward or heavy. It feels full. It happens when you're with her, and there's nothing left to say. No stories to tell, no need to entertain. You're just sitting there, maybe on the couch, maybe in the car, maybe lying in bed with the lights off and the quiet wraps around. You like a blanket? No anxiety, no overthinking, just stillness. That's when you realize something powerful. Peace has become part of your connection. You're not performing. You're not scrambling to keep her attention. You're not afraid of the silence because it's no longer empty, it's safe. With most women, silence can feel like something's wrong, like distance, like boredom creeping in. But with her, it feels like trust. It feels like home. You look at her and she looks at you and nothing needs to be fixed. That's not chemistry alone. It's a deep emotional connection most people never experience. It's a bond that doesn't demand noise to feel alive. You start to realize that this silence speaks volumes. It says, I see you. It says, I'm here, it says. We're good, even without words. And once you've experienced that kind of connection, everything else starts to feel loud and hollow. The shallow conversations, the forced laughs, the constant stimulation, it all fades in comparison to the richness of simply existing next to someone who understands you. That's when you know it's different, because the world outside might be chaotic, demanding, and loud, but with her, you can just be. You can sit in the quiet and still feel full. And in that fullness, you realize this isn't just love. This is peace. This is presence. This is rare. There's a level of love that's not about possession, not about fear, not even about certainties. It's about choice. When she's the one, you love her fully, but you no longer need her to define you. You don't grip out of desperation. You don't cling because you're lost without her. You've built a life with your own hands, one that stands on its own. She becomes an extension of that, not the foundation. That's the difference between obsession and real love. Obsession says, I can't live without you. Real love says, I want to keep choosing you every day, but I'll still be whole if you go. You pray she stays. You hope the connection lasts. But your peace no longer depends on it. And that's the mark of a man who's done the work. A man who's healed his past, faced his demons, and created a sense of self that doesn't collapse when someone walks away. You can love her deeply and still protect your identity. You can give her your heart without handing her the keys to your worth. And ironically, that's when the love gets deeper. Because when a woman senses that you want her but don't need her to feel complete, she can trust it. It's not fueled by fantasy. It's grounded in truth. She knows she's not filling a hole, she's sharing a journey. So if you've reached a place where you love her but would survive without her, that's not detachment, it's strength. That's when you know you're ready. It's not just for her, but but for a real, grown, conscious kind of love. You don't love her because you're empty. You love her because you're already full and you've got room to share. That's the kind of love that lasts. That's the kind of man she can trust.